So it's all about how do you present your financial information visually, using charts, using graphs. Like, of course, you are aware of the famous pie chart, the bar charts. We have the column charts, right? And so many other pictorial presentations which are important for us as accountants. Now, if, for example, ladies and gentlemen, I display something here, you allow me to display something here, you allow me to display something here. Are you able to see my screen, ladies and gentlemen? Are you able to see my screen, ladies and gentlemen? Are you able to see my screen? Are you able to see my screen? Yes, thank you very much. Now, you have a situation here. Agent 1, in this particular month, sold 98 units. December 113, blah, 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 up to August 15th. So I've been able to collect information about these for three agents. When you look at these numbers the way they are, really, they don't talk too much. They don't talk so much, right? So if you give me this kind of data, how will I be able to capture this data visually in a good way that can even bring us competition between these agents? So allow me, first of all, to delete this column N. How do you delete a column? To delete a column, you highlight the whole of it. You simply highlight the whole of it, and then you say control minus. If you do that way, you will have deleted the entire column. You'll have deleted the entire column like that. Now, listen and listen to me very well. This kind of data, how do I capture it very nicely? If I'm the one doing this, I'll consider what we call the famous, I love this, what we call the famous sparklines. Sparklines, those lines that are able to fit in just a cell, sparklines. So how do I capture these sparklines, ladies and gentlemen? Listen to me, I'll come and put this sparkline here. So I'll put my cell there, highlight this cell there, and then come and insert a sparkline. So I'll say insert. So when I say insert, you can see here we have the charts, and then we have these sparklines. Sparklines, like when there is a mixture of positive and negative, profit and losses, you can come and insert a win-loss sparkline. You can put a line sparkline. You can put a column sparkline. Assuming in this case here, I choose a line sparkline. So I'll come and just mention line sparkline there, click on it. And then they want me to give them the data range. So data range, I'll come to this edit symbol. I click on it, and then I'll be able to pick the data for agent number 1. For agent number 1, I'll put the cursor there, and then I'll say Control Shift right arrow. Control Shift right arrow. I'm able to highlight the entire row for agent number 1, right? And then of course I'll say enter. When I say enter, there is nothing more because already here location had already highlighted the location range. So then mine is to come and say, okay. So when I say, okay, I'm able to get my sparkline. This sparkline is able to tell me that this guy, when he came, he started making good noticeable improvements. And then we can see in this case, he went down, but of late, again, we can see he's now going up and up and up like that. Great. The good thing with this sparkline, even if I've got a thousand agents, once I've done the first agent's sparkline, in this case here to do the other agent sparklines, what I'll need to do is to come and copy this. I'll simply come and copy this, drag this down, and I'm able to get the sparklines of others. Now from these sparklines that you guys are able to see there, who do you think among us the 3 agents is doing a good job? Among us the 3 agents, who do you think is doing a good job from the sparklines? Somebody please talk to me. I want to show you things that are great. Those things that if you understand as an accountant, you'll never go wrong. So who do you think in this case is doing much better? Who has, we use sparklines to show the trend. Agent 1, thank you very much. Agent 1, yes, thank you very much. And then, ladies and gentlemen, please, I would want you to take note that If, for example, as I am here, if I would want to change these Sparklines, if I would want to change these Sparklines, for example, to columns, if I would want to change these Sparklines here to columns, let me come back here. Jimmy Gathu is raising his hand. Jimmy, is it possible you type? Is it possible you type your question? Is it possible you type your question, Jimmy? Okay. Now, assuming, for example, ladies and gentlemen, I would want to come and put like the column, right? It's very easy to put a sparkline. To put a sparkline is a very easy thing. What you need to do is simply to come and say insert here, look for the sparklines. You want this column here, right? So the range, once it asks for the range, you must come and edit this range. And then you highlight agent 1 information. So you say Control Shift right arrow, navigation arrow. You say enter. When you say enter like that, the only thing you need to do is to come and say, okay. So I'm able to see now my sparkline in the form of what your column bars, right? Which I can now come and copy this down like that. Great, great, great. So is there somebody who has been able to master this thing? Is there somebody who has been able to master this thing somehow? Is there somebody who has been able to see what I've done? Sparklines are very important. Sparklines are very important. Great. Now, the other thing that I would want to sell to you here today, ladies and gentlemen, is this. If, for example, you go and get this kind of information, let me come back here. This is a very important graph. It's called a bridge chart. It's called a waterfall. A waterfall. How do we put this bridge chart down? Bridge like this. Bridge chart down. Very easy. Very easy. Very easy. Very easy. I love them. I use them every day at my workplace. When I want to have an explanation as to how my net figure has been built up. My net figure, how is my net figure made of? Very easy. What I'll do for me to be able to insert a bridge chart, I'll highlight the information here. I'll highlight this table here. I will come and highlight this table. It's now misbehaving this machine. Let me pick it again. Great. So here we are. Yes, now it's behaving. So I'll come and highlight this. So Control Shift, right arrow. Still holding on to my Control Shift, down arrow. I've been able to highlight the entire table very easily. Now from there, I'll come and say insert. What am I inserting? I am inserting a waterfall. A waterfall, it's here. This one here. Insert waterfall or a stock chart, right? So I'll come and click on this. So when I click on it, what do you want? I don't want stock charts for now. I want this waterfall. So I'll click the waterfall. So when I click the waterfall, later on, I'll be showing you how to put these titles, etc., how to put these titles, etc. But the most important thing is that my EBITDA, earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization, which is one here, is made up of, you can see net sales is positive, blue color. So the net sales really went quite a long way in building up this EBITDA. But what ate onto these net assets? How comes our net assets, or rather how comes our EBITDA is not exactly equal to net? It's because we have this directed cost which consumed 4.4. We have in this case here this operating cost that consumed 3. So I can see my waterfall. Personnel expenses consumed 6.1. Then I can see something here out of the ordinary called other incomes, which did some improvements a little bit. But at the end of the day, we were up here and our water was just going down like that up to the last thing, which left us with this 1.0 EBITDA. This is a very important graph, ladies and gentlemen. You may not be able to appreciate it, but it's a very important graph and it comes with various types here. You can choose, for example, to make it a little bit even better, showing now how the water is flowing down nicely, filling onto my EBITDA, right? It's called a waterfall. You can't tell me you're a professional accountant and you don't want to know how to do this. This is a very important thing. When you tell somebody, you know what, for my net income, I have done a waterfall. I've done a waterfall. Your CEO, your CFO will really respect you. You have a waterfall showing, in this case here, how this net income is being built up. I know you have not understood exactly what I've done, but have you seen, I mean, is there somebody who has gotten some idea that can help him about this waterfall? Is there somebody who has been able to see some idea that can be of help to him or her in the future about this waterfall? Very important, very important, very important. This is very important. This is very important. This is very important. So they're saying, yes, they have seen the concept of waterfall. Very important. Now, the last one for today, ladies and gentlemen, as I finish my class, the last one for today, that as I finish my class, as I finish this short class with you, is this. I would have wanted to continue, but this number is very small. I'm normally moved with big numbers. Now, assuming I've done my profit and loss statement, perhaps I'm talking of what here? A circle, right? So I've done my profit and loss statement, nice like that. And then I would want to represent the net sales, the net sales. So this net sales, I'll come under, have the net sales. I highlight it, Control Shift, can highlight it like this, right? And then I'll come and insert. I'll come and insert a graph. What kind of graph do I want this time around? Let me just check around the graph that I would want. Not a problem. I can come and choose this one here. I can choose that one there. No, let me just try much better, even to get better ones, Great, great. I'm just trying to look around. I would want to represent my chart very well. I can do a recommended chart. This is a beautiful thing with Excel 2016. It has also recommended charts, right? I can decide to do a pie chart there. All right. But I love this bar, the bar charts like that. Let me do this bar chart. I love the bar charts. Let me do the bar chart. So this bar chart, I'll come and take it a little bit on the right, like that. Great. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please listen and listen to me very well. Later on, I may want to compare these net sales of my major products with other revenues. I may want to bring other revenues inside here. So how do I do this? It's very easy to do this. I'll come, ladies and gentlemen, here and select, you know, here we have got switch row, select data. So I can come and say select data. When I say select data, I can see beautiful things. What I'll need to do is to come and say edit here. I say edit there, so that now I can highlight net sales and other revenues. So I can say Control Shift. And then I have, in this case, I'm only going down one arrow. Okay. Great. So you can see now I've been able to highlight those two that I would want to put on my graph. All right. So I'll come and say what here? Enter. So when I say enter, I'm seeing in this case here red, blue. One of them, of course, will be other revenues. I can come and edit, for example, my horizontal. I can edit, these are years. Instead of saying year 1, 2, 3, I can come and edit this one here. So I would want to put years, financial years there. Because I'll be showing you how to edit this later, like that. And then, of course, I'll come and apply like that. What else do I want? Nothing. So I'll say, okay, apply. So you can see, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day now, I have my net revenue. My net revenue is shown here in red. And then, of course, we have the other sales coming like that. And then we have the financial years like that. We have our net. So here I can see pictorially what is happening, right? And I can change these charts to whichever. I can come and, for example, try this. I can change them the way I want, put figures inside, putting figures to be seen inside 6.4. These figures here, you can see them. 6.4, 15, financial year 3, right? I can change them the way I want. I can come and maybe put if I want. So at the end of the day, as an accountant, we need to be at a position of communicating graphically. So later on, when I market this particular class very well, and we get good numbers, then I'll be able to mount another session with you guys to simply show you how do we do professional graphs. I know people outside, they'll just eat by putting up this kind of charts for big companies, and of course, describing financial performance, as can be seen from graph 1 above. The revenue for year 1 of EABL did this and this. It reduced to this by this percentage because of this and this reason, and you'll get your millions. That's good consultancy, good consultancy. So, ladies and gentlemen, this short video, I'm going to hang it on my YouTube channel. If you come across it there, ensure that you like, comment, subscribe. Otherwise, it has been a pleasure hosting you around. We have advanced Excel classes and we have data analytics classes offered by CASNEP, right? The data analytics classes, we do them virtually 100%. We don't believe in physical classes, 100% virtually, and we charge 8,000 Kenya shillings. If you're interested, of course, you can call us. Our number is 0719 525,000. 0719 525,000. Now, there are students who are asking, Walimu, if I join these data analytics classes today, will I finish the syllabus? Yes. In 2 months' time, we shall be able to finish the syllabus, right? So as I always keep on telling you, I work for a software company. So this Excel really is nothing to me, right? Oracle is nothing to me. Those are things that I'll be able to do what here to summarize very fast, clear. So the 8,000, you can pay 4,000 immediately. You pay the other 4,000 next month, 2 installments. And we are game. We are game the moment we get there. So I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, that once you join us for the data analytics classes, you cannot go wrong. We began those classes just the other day, and I was happy to see this morning that we are about 40 students in the data analytics class. Many people cannot go wrong. When you see many people going the virtual way of learning, that is where the future is. Many people can never go wrong. So that is it. And because I'm not seeing any questions,